Good evening and welcome. Thank you all for being here tonight. Sorry if I seem a little nervous, but this is my first time opening for you two, so sorry. My name is Amu Menon, and I am a second-year MBA candidate at the McDonough School of Business here at Georgetown University. Thank you. Thank you. A few years ago, when I was going through the process of figuring out what business school I want to go to, it was Georgetown's continued commitment to social enterprises that really drew me to this MBA program. And I am so proud to now be a member of the Global Social Enterprise Initiative here at Georgetown. Being part of this initiative has really opened up opportunities for me to not only interact with business leaders, but also learn from them and learn how to do good business, do them well, and do it in a socially conscious manner. And we're lucky to have many of these industry leaders with us tonight, including two rock stars in this area, Bono and Mr. Moynihan. Now, we also have a number of other student leaders from the Global Social Enterprise Initiative sitting right in the front here. And I'd like to thank our founding partner, Bank of America, for co-hosting tonight on behalf of all of us. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the other partners and leaders in this room tonight. You have all enriched our MBA experience, and especially Professor Novelli and Ladama Ntegi, who is the Executive Director of Global Social Enterprise Initiative. Personally, I plan to take much of what I learned from being an active member of the Global Social Enterprise Initiative and from leaders like Bono and carry it with me throughout my career. They are teaching us important lessons on how to create both economic and social value while doing business.
I want to thank the entire Georgetown community for hosting us tonight. I know that when the announcements of the various people on the stage came out that those were for the four of us and not for our Mr. Bono, but and this is one of the, I understand this is an event which has been well sought after by all the students here, and we're very proud to have Bono come and talk to you about the good works he does. So let me just spend a couple minutes and then we'll introduce Bono and get going. Several months ago, he made a speech here in Washington where he talked about the power of partnership and something that he's followed very carefully. The power of partnership to end hunger in Africa, the power of partnership that transcends traditional lines, the power of partnership that brings everyone together to achieve a common goal. And that's the reason why we're here tonight. It's the power of partnership. It's a partnership that we have with the Global Social Enterprise Initiative. It's an initiative that we have built by providing funding, but you have built through all your hard work, that comes across business, government, and other disciplines so that we can collaborate to make a difference. I had the pleasure of spending an hour with some of the students in the initiative today, and after they grilled me for 45 minutes of questions about do we do the right thing and how do we do it, I feel energized to go back and realize that they do recognize the good works that we do and the talent that's in the school and in that room, and is a great statement to the work that the initiative does. This initiative was built on an idea that business success and global good are not mutually exclusive goals. In fact, they are common goals. It's an initiative that will train future leaders, whether you're a banker or a musician, to think outside the borders of your day job and try to do more. To think outside yourself and find the issues and the needs where you can make a difference. We at Bank of America, and on behalf of our 270,000 teammates, we're very proud to support the Global Social Enterprise Initiative here at Georgetown because it aligns with what we do as a company. We believe it is good business and the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do to make a social responsibility a cornerstone of what we do. We believe in the power of connections in our company, connections that bring together resources, diverse ideas, and dedicate teams to take on and drive change and address the challenges in the world. We've done that with our $50 billion environmental initiative. We've done that through the $200 billion in philanthropy that we do on an annual basis to reduce hunger, create jobs, and strengthen education across the world. Whether it's in financial services that we provide for our customers that we think do great things for them and help them live their lives. Whether it's what we do for our veterans that you know here on Veterans Day, including our recently announced initiative with the George W. Bush Institute to help workforce development for veterans.
All right, JT. And Amu Menon. Amu Menon, look at that. This is the spirit, and that is going to change the world. You have it in here, in this room. You can feel it. And what a room it is, by the way. Wow. I mean, you two has played some nice holes. I don't know if this is like a lectern or a pulpit, but I feel oddly comfortable. It's them. Imagine for a second this last global recession, but without the economic growth of China and India, without the hundreds of millions of newly minted middle-class folks who now buy American and European goods. Imagine that. Think about the last 5 years. Rockstar preaches capitalism. Wow. Sometimes I hear myself and I just can't believe it. But commerce is real. That's what you're about here. It's real. Aid is just a stopgap. Commerce, entrepreneurial capitalism takes more people out of poverty than aid. Of course, we know that. We need Africa to become an economic powerhouse. It's not just in their interest, it's in ours. It's in our national security interest too, your national security interests in particular. We want to see the region fulfill its potential. So cue up the drum roll. You can if you like. Enter our protagonist. Enter the most powerful force for change on the continent. Enter the strongest, loudest, clearest voice for progress. Enter the nerd. Yes. Yes. I did say the nerd. I did say the nerd because it is the nerds, the innovators, the programmers who are changing the game, not only here in America, but even more in places like Africa, which are more mobile than we are. Africa is the second largest mobile market after Asia. This is the era of the Afro-nerd. And what are these Afro-nerds up to? You know what they're up to? They're upending the pyramid. You know about social media and the role it played in the Arab Spring. I recently met Wael Ghonin. I'm sure you know him. He worked in Google, and he set up one of the Facebook groups behind the Tahrir Square thing, got thrown in jail for it. And I was at the Founders Conference in Dublin, and he was explaining the role of technology and how it has narrowed the gap between the power of the politicians and the power of individuals. You see, according to Wael, technology has turbocharged social movements. And this is this element I'm telling you about that defines your generation. And it works on lots of surfaces. For example, it is definitely true that the biggest killer of them all, bigger than malaria, bigger than AIDS, bigger than TB, probably bigger than all three combined, the disease that kills the most people in the world, and the world's poor, is corruption. But we have the vaccine. We have the vaccine. It's called transparency. It's called daylight, sunlight, information. Technology is increasing transparency, you see. As regards the companies that works for, let me talk about Red, because you know, Red's, I think we're going to announce it'll be at 200 million by this World AIDS Day, which is incredible. But our whole thing with Red, getting Red partners, was it had to work for them, you know? And if you take two companies, car companies or drinks companies, we think that if one becomes Red and the other doesn't, people will choose the Red one. So we've just signed up Coca-Cola, and I said to Muhtar Kent, who's a man I admire, I said to him, you know that ad used to have, Coke adds life? Now you can say Coke save lives. And if that works, and they see a bump, they're going to keep going red. And I'm sure what it is with Brian, I don't want to answer for him, and Bank of America, it's about values as well as value. And I think that this generation is very smart about their choices, and they know that they can play with the stock market just by what company they support by buying their stuff. And that's it's powerful. We call it conscious consumerism. It's just, if you're greedy, if you're just a company that's just, on those attack ads, well, we'll buy somewhere else. And I think that's it. It's got to work.
Bono, thank you.
Thank you.